Hi guys, today's video is going to be on 13 ways to help you get into the Bible. All right, the first one is I want you to know and I want you to understand that when you do spend time with God in the Word, it is going to be so life-giving. I just want you to know that it's going to literally shift and renew your whole being. So there will be fruit that comes from this time. I do know, because it happens to me, that there's times that we read it and we're like, I feel like it's going in one ear and out the other, and I don't understand. Even those days, fruit is getting produced, okay? And you will have days that you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, you will step away from the word and you're going to be like, I am literally shifted. Like, I literally have joy. Like, it is crazy. Like, it is literally like a drug. I mean, I swear, like a good drug. Okay, so number one, it's life-giving, and know that when you're in here, it's going to produce good stuff. The second tip, I would actually just sit with the Lord and I would process a little bit, and I'd actually ask myself, why is it hard to get in the Bible for me? Like, why is this a difficulty? And see what comes to your mind. It could be different things, like you might not understand the Bible, or you're intimidated by the Bible, or you've got distractions, or there could be something rooted from childhood. There's the reason why, and if you can figure out why, that's going to help. And maybe my next like 11 reasons will help you figure that out. But just asking Jesus, hey, why is this hard? All right, the third is going to be make it fun. Make it fun. So when you are going to sit down with the Bible, what I always do is I always have a cup of coffee. That's fun for me. And then if you're able, and I know sometimes finances can be tough and whatnot, but getting like fun highlighters and stuff, like I have like these fun Bible pens that I use, or I have these highlighters that helps me kind of get in the zone because I like to highlight. But you know what, if money is tight, a pencil will be just fine, or a pen. If you can get your hands on some washi tape, that's really fun. I haven't done it yet because this is my newer Bible. Oh, I have my old one right there. I'm gonna get it real quick. You might actually get to see Caleb for a second. She's sleeping. She always sleeps for me when I do my videos, usually. One second. Okay, I'm gonna get this. Okay, I'll let you see her too in a little bit. I'll let you see her now, in case I forget. There she is. She is just my little sweetie pie. Okay, so this is my old Bible, but it's just getting so torn up that I just needed to get a new one. But what I did is I took washi tape, and every time I started a new chapter, or I'm sorry, a new book, I put washi tape in. So then it was a quick reference, okay? And that was fun. Sometimes I did washi tape and I added an insert, so that made it fun. So this was like when I was feeling burnt out, I put a piece of paper in here with all like Bible verses I'm being burnt out, and I took that washi tape, I don't know if I'm saying it right, and I put it in there. So I bring art into like my Bible time, and that makes it fun. It just makes it fun. So that third thing is make it fun, and that might help that Bible time. All right. So, sorry about me. I don't edit any of my videos, so you gotta get what you get. All right, the fourth, distractions. Get distractions out. So for me, when I study my Bible and when I'm reading my Bible, I'm often using my phone because I've got different Bible tools on my phone. If you want a video on Bible tools on your phone, let me know. I will gladly do one. So I'm on my phone when I'm studying the Bible, but it's because I'm going to commentaries or I'm looking up a definition of a word. So I'm going to turn my notifications off on my phone so I don't see texts or anything like that, and people can't even call me because my distraction can be my phone. Maybe you live in a house and it's just really loud and it's really, whoa, you got kids or whatever. You could let the kiddos know, or whoever you're living with, like, hey, my time with Jesus is going to be in the mornings. I'm going to try really hard from like 8 to 8:30. So, unless it's an emergency, please don't talk to me, right? Maybe you're able to actually leave your house and go to a coffee shop or something like that. But what could be distractions, and then do your best to eliminate them. So that's the fourth tip to help you get in the Bible. Number 5. Oh, I love this one. Do something that excites you. What are you passionate about? So right now, like, I'm doing a little series on my shorts where I'm going to be doing Bible verses on God's love, right? So I've got a topic of God's love that's exciting for me. And so I'm going to find verses in here that are on God's love, and I'm going to not only highlight them, but I'm going to sit in them. I'm going to read them. I'm going to absorb them. I'm going to study them. You could, maybe something that excites you was like the life of Paul. Paul was woofda, not a good guy, but he shifted his life around. So maybe you're interested on the life of Paul, and you could study his life in here. He pretty much comes on the scene in the book of Acts, and then he writes various books of the New Testament. So you could even go read his letters that he wrote, the books that he wrote, and that could be a good study. Maybe you're an end times buff like me. I will be doing way more end time videos soon. I just haven't started teaching yet on the end times. I start next month. So then you're going to see more videos on it. So anyways, so maybe you love the end times, and that could be your subject matter. So you're in the Bible studying on the end times. Maybe your subject matter could just be trials. And what does the Bible talk about in regard to trials? And you could be looking at Bible verses on trials. Find something that excites you. So then when you come here every day, you're like, oh, that's right, I'm going to pick up where I left off yesterday, and I'm really passionate about this topic or whatnot. All right, so that was number 5. Number 6, something to help your time in the Bible could be to actually set a time that you do it. Now, we don't want to be legalistic, okay? And sometimes having a set time might not always work, especially if you have little kids or whatever it is. But if you can have a designated time, like, all right, I'm going to spend time with Jesus in the mornings. Like when I pour my cup of coffee, he gets my first half an hour or 15 minutes or hour or whatever it is. I try really hard. I just started this. I don't always accomplish this, but my times are in the morning. I'm a stickler. Like, it's really rare. So I for sure get my morning time, but I'm trying really hard to do time before bed as well. So I'm trying to have my intentional sit down Jesus time in the mornings and at night. And that just seems to kind of, I don't know. I'm just trying to really produce a life that's cultivated for him. And I do have him with me throughout the day. I am in the Bible in the middle of the day at times too, for whatever reason, but intentionally studying, I'm trying to do morning and night, but that's just me. But that could be something that you might want to do too. Maybe your night is when you're really on fire and you are able to absorb more information at night, and mornings are, you just can't think. Like my husband's, he doesn't do a lot of studying in the morning. He studies at night actually, but guaranteed he's praying on the way to work and whatnot. So, what time of the day do you really feel the Lord? Not feel the Lord, but what time of the day are you more on? Can you actually sit and absorb the word? We all have different times that we can study better. And whenever that time is, I would have that be your time with Jesus. That was a lot of rambling. I'm sorry. But yes, set a certain time aside for Jesus and come back to that time all the time. That was like really long. Okay, number 7. Something that's going to help you with this is going to be knowing God's voice. Oh, God's voice. It's so important, because if you don't know his voice, sometimes it can be hard to get in the Bible, because you're like, well, Lord, I was told that you love, but then I see here and you seem kind of wrathful, and I'm kind of confused. And so we need to understand God's voice. And in the simplest nutshell, God's voice is going to always be the fruit of the Spirit. Okay, so there's 9. His voice is always going to be gentle and compassionate and of self-control and gentleness. It's good. You can go Google fruit of the Spirit. That can be one of your Bible study times. Okay, his voice at times will convict. And so, but it'll never condemn. So let's say you're in here and you do see something and God seems wrathful. If you know God's voice and you're like, wait a second, he does speak with the fruits of the Spirit. At times he's going to convict, but he'll never condemn. It's going to help you understand the word more and maybe not even be offended at some things you read. Understanding the context of what you're reading can help you as well. So just knowing God's voice, that's going to help you with your Bible study time as well. Also, if you're reading the Bible and let's say you're getting discouraged and you're like, oh, I'm just stupid, I don't get this. Well, is that God's voice? That's not God's voice. God's voice would be like, hey, I get it. Sometimes it can be hard, but you know what? You are smart and you can do it. Yes. Okay. So that's going to help your study time. The 8th is going to be his love. So same thing, like knowing his love for you is going to help your study time because again, he's going to be cheering you on like a good dad and he's going to be like, you got this. And also understanding that God truly is loving. When we do see things in the Bible that seems like, oh, wow, you're being a little harsh. Again, it's like, but wait a second, you're a God of love. I must be missing something. I need to understand the context and why you're responding the way you're responding. And that's going to help that time. Number 9, something that could also help your time with Jesus is going to understand the layout of this guy. If you don't really understand like how the Bible is laid out, it could make your time hard. I'm not saying it is, but sometimes you might be reading something, you'd be like, let's say, I don't know, you were in the Old Testament and you started seeing the word like the Assyrians or like the Babylonians or Babylon. You'd be like, I don't even know, what? And so if you understood like, oh, wait a second, the overview of the Bible is such and such, the Assyrians and the Babylons, or the Babylonians, they were a group of people that attacked Israel. Like, you're like, oh, okay, I get that, right? That takes time. It's taken years. So understanding the layout of the Bible could be a study in and of itself. Okay, this is not a pitch. I promise you it's not even a pitch for my book, but I am writing a book. I'm so excited. And one of the chapters is the summary of the Bible. And I do actually break apart, like, overall, this is what's going on in the Old Testament. This is what's going on in the New Testament. I talk about some, like, key, like I said, like the Syrians and the Babylonians, the Roman Empire, because that's in here. And I do it all in like, I don't know, it's maybe 8 pages long or 9 pages long. So that might help. But you can also find other ways to get the layout of the Bible. GotQuestions.org is a great ministry. And so you could even go out to their website and you can just say, hey, what's the overview of the Bible? What's the layout of the Bible? And they'll have articles that will explain the overview of the Bible in like 2 pages. So then you have a nice background when you're heading into here, okay? That's like the student and the teacher in me. All right, number 10. Ask Jesus to help you. Ask Jesus to help you get in the Bible. Because he will. Easy peasy. Oh gosh, I don't know what number I'm on because I think I'm on number 11. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's okay. I think I'm right. But number 11, okay, say no to people if need be. So you want to guard your time with Jesus like no other. It is your time with him. If you were out with having coffee with someone and I don't know, your phone rang, and if it was an emergency, you'd have to answer it, but you don't usually pick up your phone, right? You're like, well, I can call that person back. If all of a sudden a text came through as you're having coffee with your friend and it was like, hey, can you come help me, blah, blah, blah. You're not just going to go leave your friend right then and there. You're going to be like, I'll get back to you, after I'm done with my coffee with my friend. Why would Jesus be any different? So Sometimes we have to say no to the texts that are coming through, or a phone call that's coming in, or if someone's really needing something, they can wait. They can wait. You can say no. Saying no to others can be saying yes to Jesus. And I get it though. If there's an emergency or something, yeah, you gotta go. But if it's not an emergency, they can wait. Say no. You're okay. Number 12, what I always do before I read the Bible is I actually just pray to the Lord about just all kinds of things. Like before I sit down, I mean, and I could just open this up and just read it, but for whatever reason, there's like a nice flow for me when I sit down, and I'll go, I don't know, hopefully there's nothing confidential, but here's my journal literally from today, okay? So I sit down and I'm literally like, hi, it's me. This is what's on my heart. Be with my husband. Pray with Caleb, my dog. I'll pray about other random things I might be worried about. And then after that, I'm like, okay, let's go read the Bible. And that seems to really help. All right. Now, number 13. Do not compare. Don't compare yourself with other people, okay? That's a big one. When you're starting to read the Bible, don't compare. You know, maybe for you, you're like, 5 minutes is my max right now, Ashley. It's my max. Well, then that's where you're going to start, and that's okay. Don't compare yourself to someone who might be in the Bible for an hour, right? And so, or maybe someone else is like doing a really intense study. Like, I love studying. You know what I mean? And you're like, I'm just not there yet. I'm just not there yet. I just want to read, let's say, the Psalms and just read them through in a more light base. That's okay. Just don't compare yourself to other people. So and so read the Bible in 3 months. Well, great. That's cool. But you know what? Your goal is to read Psalms for the next 3 months, and that's okay. So don't compare. Just get in the Word. Just get in the Word. Okay. Bye, guys.